Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and this is your latest Manchester United news and transfer news. And look, I usually say we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Don't have an awful lot, to be quite honest with you. There hasn't been a lot of movement in general in this January transfer window for Manchester United. But we'll go through some of the, I suppose, talking points that we've been updated with through different outlets over the past maybe 24 hours or so. But before that, guys, please take a second and smash a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. You're more than welcome. On the road to 7,000 subscribers, nearly there. Trying to hit 10,000 before the end of the year. So if you can help us out at all, thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And as always, get your comments into the comment section below, into the live chat, and we'll go through it as interactively as possible. But yeah, it's going to be a short enough one, maybe 20-25 minutes tonight. We'll go through some of the talking points. Now look, the main one, as you can see on the screen, anybody that's watching on YouTube, is in relation to Calum Wilson. Manchester United alerted by the availability of Calum Wilson. United have been alerted towards a shock swoop for Newcastle striker Calum Wilson in the final week of the January transfer window. The Standard reveals Newcastle need to raise money to ensure they do not fall foul of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. The club have spent around 400 million since being taken over by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund in 2021. Wilson signed the previous year from Bournemouth, is considered a sellable asset by the ownership, given the presence of fellow striker Alexander Isak. The Swede signed, blah, 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 we know that. Kieran Trippier and Miguel Almiron have also been linked with moves away from St. James's Park this month. First and foremost, I mean, Calum Wilson to Manchester United, I'm calling bullshit on this straight away. I don't think this is going to happen at all. Firstly, you know, Manchester United have been alerted by Calum Wilson, to the availability of him. I mean, I don't think we would be overly alerted by Calum Wilson regardless. And I think Manchester United have been pretty steadfast in their stance this transfer window, that we're not really going to be bringing anybody in on a permanent deal. Supposedly, Calum Wilson can leave for as little as 18 million. But if we're looking at Calum Wilson for 18 million, we can get Serhii Guirassy for less than that with his release clause for around 15 million. So, I mean, I think if we haven't made a move for the likes of Guirassy so far, who scored something like 17 goals this season, then I don't see why we would be moving for Wilson if he's going to cost us more money. Now, I do understand that, like Newcastle probably do need to sell players, and it just goes to show how maybe flamboyant and boisterous clubs have been in terms of their spending and over the past couple of years in the Premier League. And because a lot of clubs are coming in under heavy scrutiny with financial fair play, and Newcastle are certainly one of them teams. Now look, I mean, even if we were talking about Calum Wilson to Manchester United, why am I struggling to say Calum Wilson? All right, there we go. Calum Wilson. Okay. Even if we were looking at signing Calum Wilson, then I don't think he would be there. I mean, there's a lot of people saying it in the chat there. He would be joining Martial in the injury, on the treatment table, and that's certainly true. He has had his injuries. I'm calling bullshit on this one. I don't think this is going to happen at all. Do I think he's a good striker? Yeah, I do. Is he going to want to come into Manchester United as a backup option to Rasmus Højlund? Probably not. And can Man United afford to have another striker with the same kind of injury record as Anthony Martial? Absolutely not. And I think these are the kind of deals now that in the past we have rushed into doing, getting maybe short-term, reactionary kind of signings. And I don't think that's what Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are going to be doing over however long they're going to be at Manchester United. Because if we spend 18 million on, for example, Calum Wilson, that's 18 million gone out of the summer transfer kitty with 3 or 4 months of good, solid scouting, planning and overseeing from the likes of Barada, if it's Dan Ashworth, Jim Radcliffe, Dave Brailsford, Ten Hag, in terms of actually, identifying the types of players that we want and signed. So I don't think we're going to be reactionary. I don't think we're going to be alerted all of a sudden by the availability of a player anymore. I just don't think that's the way Manchester United are going to be moving anymore. I can see, in the past, if this was 2017 and we were stuck for a striker in the January transfer window and he became available for 18 million, we more than likely would sign him on a 5-year deal on 250 grand a week. But I don't see United doing that anymore. I don't see Jim Radcliffe, Ineos, the structure. Let's just call it the structure from now on. I don't see that being reactionary when going into the transfer market. I really don't. Let's see what people in the chat have to say. Chris says, no way. Yeah, there we go. Niall says, good company for Martial in the medical room. Does Martial want company on the treatment table? Danny says, there's so many fake bullshit rumors going around. Plus, we don't have any more money to spend. Loan deals is all we will be doing this month. Exactly. Look, see that? We always talk about that, Danny. Pinch of salt with these reports, because Manchester United are always linked, with more players than any other club. It's just normal. But look, that's why we do these news shows. And like I said, we're all calling bullshit on this one. Oshin says, I'd rather Trippier. So would I, to be honest. I just don't think he fits the age profile. I think that's the issue there. But if we're selling Wan-Bissaka in the summer, would Trippier come in? I mean, on a short-term deal, I wouldn't say no. They can hold hands in the physio room, says Chris. Excuse me. Reese says, the more you say it, the more you're going to think you're saying it wrong. I know. He's not worth half of that 18 mil. Let's be honest. Chris says, if we had 18 million, we would have got Werner. Malin is less than 18 million and he is said to be too expensive. Oshin says, but let's be honest, we do need someone though. We do. And I think we will. I just have a sneaking suspicion in the next however long it's going to be between now and the end of the transfer window. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. I think Choupo-Moting is probably going to be the player we'll get. In actuality, we're happy we didn't get Werner. Haven't seen even 2 shots on goal yet. Chris also says, we're trying to hire Ashworth. Why would he sell us Calum Wilson right before he comes? That's a good point. Jack doing hospital Salt Bay impressions. Yeah, just shots of penicillin. They want 30 million for Trippier, says Chris, which we just don't have at the moment. I think Trippier has got an offer from a big club. Can't remember who. It's Bayern Munich. Dylan says, all media want is attention because they know that anything about Man United will get talked about. Exactly what we're doing here. Vout to the rescue, says Chris. And DJ is in. He says, I saw Bayern had interest. Yep, there we go. Bayern had interest in Trippier. So yeah, look, I'm calling bullshit on Calum Wilson in relation to that one. I don't think, again, and it's not about his injury record. It's not about the price tag. It's not about anything else. I'll go back to it. I don't think Jim Radcliffe and the structure are going to be reactionary to all of a sudden play. Now, look, I mean, Jesus Christ, if Mbappe becomes available and he says he only wants to sign for Manchester United, then you'll have a look at it. But Calum Wilson for 18 million, you're not going to just be very reactionary and go, we never even thought of him, but yeah, let's do it. That's not going to be what Jim Radcliffe does. I don't think anyway. Again, while we're on the bullshit topics, I just wanted to bring this to your attention because I just think it's absolute nonsense, but I thought you'd all get a good laugh out of it. Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski could be a target for Manchester United. Bullshit. Yeah, absolute bullshit on this one. But I'll go down through the article. There are whispers, not even reports, just whispers, coming from Italy that Robert Lewandowski faces an uncertain future at Camp Nou. According to journalist Gianluca Di Marzio, Lewandowski could become a target for Manchester United and other clubs that need a striker. But there is also a sad reality that his only other option to match his Barcelona wages is to move to the Saudi Pro League. Di Marzio told Goal, United may wish to monitor. I mean, what a loose sentence. You know, United may wish to monitor, you know, the former Bayern Munich striker situation at Barca as they look to bolster their attack this year. For players like him, considering his salary and career, the next move could be Saudi Arabia. The question is whether the Saudis will be able to convince more players in the summer. Several players like Benzema and Henderson want to leave, so it doesn't look good as it might seem. We spoke about that last night, didn't we? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention and just to kind of say, you know, I hope these kind of rumors die down, and I think they will when, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when Jim Ratcliffe and whoever he brings in as his director of football alongside Brailsford and hopefully Ten Hag and Barada will start to just go, no, we're not going to be this team anymore that are being linked stupidly to every bloody player on the planet that might actually happen to be somehow or another linked with a move away from the current club. You know, I don't think we're going to be that club anymore. It probably will take a couple of transfer windows to get that monkey off our back, you know, as the club that's linked with everybody. But I think Manchester United, if we can be smart in the next couple of transfer windows, you know, do things correctly, go about our business in the right way, then I think these types of silly rumors will start to maybe, you know, leave us, hopefully. Michael, thanks for the gifts. Much appreciated. Let's see. As a United supporter for over 50 years, there's an absolute heap of crappy out of them. Thomas says, stop trying to say Manchester United like Gary Neville. Yeah, all right. Just say Manchester United. Why? Like what? That is the name of the club, isn't it? You fucking numpty. Anyway, let's move it on. Talking about strikers, while we're on the topic, and final point on the striking situation, Laurie Whitwell out of The Athletic, who we know, look, is a reputable journalist. He has said that Erik ten Hag likes Brian Brobby, obviously from Ajax, while Manchester United currently are monitoring Ivan Toney's return to the Premier League. So Man United are keeping an eye on Ivan Toney, like probably 7 or 8 other clubs, you would probably say. You know, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, you know, probably even Spurs, and then probably a number of clubs on the continent as well will all be keeping an eye on Ivan Toney. And rightly so. I mean, look, he's a good striker, but look, I don't think Manchester United. Well, look, I mean, the conundrum here is if Manchester United were to bring in Ivan Toney in the summer, okay, spend 60, 70 million on him, who's our number one striker? Is it Rasmus Højlund, or is it Ivan Toney, or is it, you know, you play every second game? I just don't know. I just don't know, to be quite honest with you, because we've spent big money on Rasmus Højlund. And if we're going to bring in another striker, unless it's somebody with less experience than Rasmus Højlund, they're going to want to come in and be the number one, you know, and that probably means big money again. So I don't know what way we're going to be working this striker kind of facade in the summer. I really don't know. Let's see what people are saying on this one. Let's see. Between Calum Wilson and Calvert-Lewin could get 10 games a year. Dylan says, I think Griezmann could be a good one. Highly doubted, but a good deal. Reese says, Jesus must be getting the sources from the Daily Mail. Someone's agent wants an extra zero on Lewandowski's paycheck. Absolutely. Niall says, heard we're in for Drogba as well. His body is breaking down. Been hurt all year. Niall says, Jesus Christ, is having a medical tomorrow. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. Let's see. Danny says, hopefully all these fake bullshit rumors stop soon. These idiots doing these fake rumors will do anything to sell papers. Sen says, I wouldn't sign Brobby. He'd ruin Højlund's development. Chris says, Toney over Brobby. Tony would not be cheap, says Oshin. Absolutely, he wouldn't. No striker is going to do well with our current squad. Tony for all huge games until Highland gets experience, says Reese. And Danny says Eric Ten Hag needs to stop trying to buy all current and old Ajax players. He needs to stop. Well, we've just been talking about, potential bullshit rumors. Is that another one? I don't know. It's hard to decipher really at the moment. I do want to talk a little bit about a managerial role and if Eric Ten Hag is not to be the Manchester United manager come the summer. Reports coming out of Germany today have suggested that Thomas Tuchel remains keen on the Manchester United job after hinting at a Premier League move. His future looks in some doubt at the moment, and it seems he'd be open to... just give me 1 sec here. I've got a fucking thorn in my pants. I can't get it. I can't find it. Got it. Lovely. Anyway, sorry. That's what you get on the United Community Channel. I said a thorn, not a horn, before anyone says it, right? I said thorn. Thorn. Okay. The German tactician isn't having the best of seasons at Bayern, with Bayern Leverkusen currently 4 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga table. So it could be that he moves in the near future. That's according to Sport Bild, who reports that Thomas Tuchel would still be tempted by the Manchester United job after recently hinting that he'd be happy to return to the Premier League, which could be a realistic opening for him, as Eric Ten Hag isn't having the best of seasons either. The Dutch tactician started well, blah, blah, blah. So basically, another another classic UCC moment. Never see Goldbridge picking at himself, would you? No, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't. But yeah, Thomas Tuchel. Who you taking? Just give me 1 sec. We're going to do a little poll here, okay? Now, get voting on the poll. Who are you taking? Eric Ten Hag or Thomas Tuchel? This is if Thomas Tuchel is available in the summer. And again, this is all hypothetical because, we don't know what's going to happen between now and the end of the year. But if Thomas Tuchel is available at the end of the season, and let's say we don't get into the top 4 and don't win a trophy, do you make a change? Do you make a change? That's what I want to know. Do you go with Eric Ten Hag? Do you go with Thomas Tuchel? Let me know. Get your thoughts in. I am still under the... I am still Eric Ten Hag. Okay, I am still Eric Ten Hag, and I am Eric Ten Hag minimum until the end of the season. Bare minimum. Okay. And I would like to see him get a minimum of 10, I was going to say 10 months, 12 months. I would like to see him get a minimum of 12 more months. If we get the structure in place, okay, with Jim Radcliffe and Brailsford and Dan Ashworth and, whoever else it may be, I would like to see how Eric Ten Hag can get on under that structure. I think Eric Ten Hag is the type of manager that could do really well under that structure, because I think, he knows the way he wants to play. He knows the types of players he wants. Now, he mightn't be the best at actually going out and getting them players. He's done an okay job so far. He's got Martinez, he's got Casemiro, he's got Eriksen, he's got Rasmus Højlund. Even the likes of Malacia, I think, was a good signing for 15 million. But he's got some wrong as well. He's got Anthony wrong. He's got Mason Mount is, yet to be, I suppose, a decision to be made on him. It's early days for Onana. So it's mix and match. I would like to see him get time under the Jim Radcliffe regime and a minimum of 12 months before we make a decision on him. But I understand how these things work. And it was like when Louis van Gaal got sacked by Manchester United, it was literally the day he won the FA Cup. Oh, that's the FA Cup. Did you get the picture with it? Yeah, right. Give me that. Jim over there wants to talk to you. He's got your P45, and that was basically it. And it wasn't because, he wasn't bringing us anywhere. It was because Jose Mourinho became available, and Manchester United pulled the trigger on it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see, do Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos setup, do they pull the trigger on something like that as well, as quickly as that, if a manager becomes available, or do you stick to the plan that you have long term? Maybe say, it all comes down to whether Eric Ten Hag has impressed Eric Ten Hag has impressed Jim Ratcliffe, and results improve between now and the end of the season. And I think if they do, then I think there is more than a positive opportunity for Eric Ten Hag to continue on under the Jim Ratcliffe regime. But it'll be interesting to see, because if Thomas Tuchel, now this is all ifs and buts, if he isn't Bayern Munich manager at the end of the season and he's a free agent, then obviously all of the top clubs will be looking at him and will be interested in him. Couple of final points, guys, before we finish up. One is in relation to a centre back, and as we know, we are looking at centre backs, and we are, it is an area we're looking to improve on in the summer. Let me just go through some of the comments here before we go any further. Danny says, I don't believe in any of these bullshit rumours, but being honest, if Eric Ten Hag gets sacked, Graham Potter will get the job. So Jim Ratcliffe wants him as the manager if Eric Ten Hag gets sacked. I don't know, Danny, to be honest with you. I don't know what truth is in that. It just came out as a report. There's no basis to it. I think if Graham Potter is available and Thomas Tuchel is available, I think United go for Thomas Tuchel. I really do. Look what he done with Chelsea compared to what Graham Potter did. I mean, you want to be, Jim Ratcliffe would want to be very, very foolish not to consider it. Goldbridge uses nose trimmers on his shows, says Chris. All right. Ten Hag for me, says David. Niall says, want Eric Ten Hag to succeed, but Tuchel is interesting. Oshin says, Eric Ten Hag needs 2 windows under the new regime to see where we really are at. I'm slowly turning with his faith in Max Sauce. Yeah, I think we all are. Chris says, Xavi Alonso over Tuchel. Barada favours Xavi Alonso. Does he? I didn't hear that report. Niall says, mow the lawn to make the garden look bigger. All right, you're talking about Manscaped. They're not sponsoring my fucking channel, so don't be mentioning them in the chat. Reece says, if we continue like this next season, I might believe it's okay. It's time for Eric Ten Hag to go. If we improve, he stays. Needs time to play. It's not just jumping to conclusions. David also says, do you think we'd make any signings this January? Only loan signings, David. But speaking of signings, again, we're going to be talking about the summer here. Manchester United are strongly interested in Juventus defender Gleison Bremer. United have been admiring him for a lot of months, and they expect to make a move in the summer, and that's according to DiMarzio. Again, Manchester United being linked with more defenders. I think it's pretty nailed on that United will get 1, if not 2, new centre backs in the summer. I think that whether it's 1 or 2 depends on how many maybe centre backs we can sell from our current squad as well. But just wanted to bring your attention to that one. Finally, before we finish up, guys, the young Pafundi player that we spoke about last week has joined Ineos' own side, Lausanne from Udinese, on a 1-year loan with an option to buy worth 15 million. And look, this guy is unbelievable, supposedly. He's basically taken his first step towards playing for Manchester United. And if he continues improving and scoring goals the way he's doing it, you're probably going to see this guy in the Man United jersey in the next 5 years, probably. And this is the benefit of having an owner who owns more than one club. You've got layers, you've got a sister club, and United have had that before with was it Ghent we had it with? Maybe we've had it with a few clubs, one in Spain as well, kind of sister clubs, not officially, but you would maybe send players on loan there and so on and so forth. And and this is just the modern version of that. So yeah, I think this is a good omen for Manchester United. Oshin says, when do you need videos by? Get them to me by Saturday evening, if at all possible, Oshin. But yeah, anyone who's wondering what Oshin is talking about there, for the match build-up, guys, send me in your 60-second videos of your match build-up. Just let me know what you think about the game, what you're expecting, maybe a starting 11 and a score prediction. Send them to unitedcommunitychannel@outlook.com. And if you can't do it by email, maybe just DM them to me on Instagram, United Community Channel on Instagram as well. What I do is I put them all together. We upload them then as a match build-up video. I'm after getting 2 or 3 so far. I want to get as many as I can. Anybody on TikTok as well, if you want to send them to me, please do. Just take out your phone, put them into landscape mode, give us your match preview, send them to me by email, unitedcommunitychannel@outlook.com. We'll put them all together, you'll be part of the United Community Channel. But guys, look, we're going to leave it there. Short enough on tonight. I do appreciate everybody watching. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already done so. I do appreciate it. Helps the channel out an awful lot. Hit subscribe on your way out if you're new to the channel as well. Tomorrow's Friday. Bring it on. Happy days. United are back playing football on Sunday as well. I'll have my match preview out on Saturday around lunchtime for that. So keep an eye out for that as well. But yeah, until I'll be back tomorrow morning with the news show as well. Check out our morning news shows as well, guys. They do be up around 10 o'clock every morning. It's just maybe a 10, 12-minute video of the morning news, the paper talk, stuff like that. So go give it a watch. If you're on your lunch break, turn on that bell notification for anybody who hasn't. So anytime we do upload a new video, you will be notified straight away by YouTube that we've got our morning news show up or whatever it is. But guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. Take it easy. Good luck.